So there are many reasons for the rapid growth, but most of them can be grouped in four general areas. First is speed and market responsiveness have become absolute requirements for successful competition. The development of new product, processes, or services regularly requires input from diverse areas of specialized knowledge. For reason for growth, for the speed expansion of technological possibility in almost every area of enterprise tends to destabilize the structure of organization. And another one is a majority of senior managers rarely feel much confident in their understanding and control of the activities in the area. So there are two fundamentally different ways of organizing project within the parent organization. So the project as part of the functional organization, the project as a freestanding part of the parent organization. So a third type, we call it a matrix organization, is a hybrid of the two main types. Each has an advantage and disadvantage. So what is the advantage of using the functional elements of the parent organization as the administrative home for a project include? So maximum flexibility in the use of staff. Individual expert can be utilized by many different project specialists in the division can be grouped to share knowledge and experience. The functional division also serve as a base of the technological continuity. And the last one, the functional division contains the normal path of advancement for individuals whose expertise is in the functional area. So there are also disadvantages to housing the project in a functional area. The client is not focused of the activity and concept. The functional division tends to be oriented towards the activities particular to its function. Occasionally, no individual is given full responsibility for the project. There are often several layers of the management between the project and the client. There is a tendency to sub-optimize the project. Advantage of the pure project organization. So the project manager has full line authority over the project. If the project is organized, the project manager has full line authority of the project. All members of the project workforce are directly responsible to the project manager. When the project is removed from the functional division, the lines of communication are shortened. When there are several successive projects of a similar kind, the pure project organization can maintain a permanent cadre of experts for developed skill in specific technology. So this is an advantage of pure project organization. So a project team from the authority is centralized. Pure project organization are structurally simple and flexible, and the organization structure tend to support a holistic. So disadvantage of a pure project organization is project tend to be fully staffed. So there is a need to ensure access to technological knowledge and skill. And the third one, the functional division is a repository of technical law, but it is not readily accessible to team members of the pure project team. So disadvantage also, pure project group seems to be foster inconsistency. In pure project organization, the project takes on a life of its own, and there tends to be concern among team members about life after the project ends. So the metric organization is a combination of functional and pure project. So previously you studied functional project, and the second one is a pure project. So what is a next is a metric organization. So a metric organization can take on a wide variety of specific form. Project or strong metric organization most resemble the pure project organization. The coordination and the functional or weak metric most resemble the functional form, and the balanced metric lies in the between the others. This is an example of metric organization. As with other organizational forms, the matrix organization has its own unique advantage. So what is the advantage using matrix organization? The project is the point of emphasis. Because the project is overlaid on the functional division, the project has a reasonable access to the reservoir of technology in all areas. There is a less anxiety about what happens when the project is completed. So the response to client need is a rapid as in the pure project. Metric management give the project access to representative from the administrative units. The metric organization allow a better company-wide balance of resource, and there's a great deal of flexibility. So they also disadvantage using the matrix organization must involve conflict between the functional and project manager. So there are the conflicts again. They have a conflict. So the balance of power and the movement of resources from project to project may foster political infighting. And the last one, a problem associated with shutting down project can be as severe as in a pure project organization. So the division of authority and responsibility in the metric organization is complex and uncomfortable for the project manager. Metric manager violates the management principle of unity of command. So the project worker have at least two bosses, the functional head and the project manager. This is normally metric organization. Normally the metric organization is about involve the conflicts between the functional manager and general manager. So the mixed organizational system, divisionalization is a means of dividing a large organization into smaller, more flexible units. This enables the parent organization to capture some of the advantage of small, specialized organizational units while retaining some of the advantage that come with the larger size unit. So mixed organizational system, pure functional and pure project organization may coexist in a firm. So we have a president, we have project M, finance, engineering, project Z, and manufacturing. So mixed organization system meaning that project Z and project M under one president. So advantage of mixed organization, the hybridization of the mixed form leads to flexibility. The firm is able to meet special problem by appropriate adaptation of its organizational structure. So the advantage or disadvantage include dissimilar grouping within the same accountability center tend to encourage overlap, duplication, and friction, and conditions still exist that result in conflict between functional and project manager. So how to choosing an organizational form? So selecting organizational interface between the project and firm is a difficult task. So the choice is determined by the situation, but it's also partly intuitive. So must consider the nature of the potential project, the characteristic of various organization options, the advantage and disadvantage of each, cultural and preference of the parent organization, and then make the best compromise that can be made. Criteria for the selection of a project organization. So define the project with a statement of the objective that identify the major outcomes desired, determine the key tasks associated with each objective, and the last one, arrange the key tasks by sequence and decompose them into work package. So determine which organizational unit, list any special characteristic, and in light of item 1 to 5, with full cognizance of the pros and cons associated with each structural form, choose a structure. So the project team. To start a project, the project manager works from a focus of personal need over the life cycle of the project. A work breakdown structure. So WBS is a work breakdown structure is prepared to determine the exact nature of the task required to complete the project. The second one is skill requirement. The third one is from this base, and last one is certain tasks may be subcontracted. So there are some people who are more critical to the project success than others and should report directly to the project manager or the project manager deputies. So senior project team members who will be having a long-term relationship with the project, those with whom the project manager requires continuous or close communication, and the last one, those with rare skill necessary to project success. Human factors and the project teams. Meeting schedule and cost goal without compromising performance is a technical problem with a human dimension. Project professionals tend to be perfectionists. Pride in workmanship leads the team member to improve the product. This change causes delays in the project. So motivating project team members, you need to motivating the project manager often has a little control. So the project manager needs a control to motivate the project team members. The economy rewards and promotion of project team members, but this does not mean he or she cannot motivate members of the team. How the technical employees motivated, recognition, achievement, work itself, responsibility, advancement, the chance to learn new skill. Empowerment of a project team is also a motivational factor. It harnesses the ability of team members to manipulate tasks so that project objectives are met. Professionals do not like being micromanaged. Participative management does not tell them how to work with a given goal, allows them to design their own method. The team members know they are responsible and accountable for achieving the project deliverables. So advantage of empowerment, there is good chance that synergistic solution will result from the team interaction. Team members get timely feedback on their performance. The project manager is provided a tool for evaluating the team performance. So beside the project teams conflicts, but you need to see yourself. We call it the interpersonal conflict. The focus of conflict can often be related to the stage in the project life cycle. When the project is the first organized, priority and procedure and schedule all have roughly equal potential to cause conflict. During the build-up phase, priorities become significantly more important than any other conflict factor. In the main program, phase schedule are the most important cause of conflict, followed by the technical disagreements, and the project finish meeting the schedule is the critical issue. Conflict and the project manager. So most of the conflict on project team is the result of individual focusing on the project through the eyes of their individual discipline or department. Conflict avoiders do not make successful project manager. On occasion, compromise appears to be helpful, but most often, gently confronting and resolving the conflict is the method of choice for a win-win situation. So in the summary, there are various organizational structures that can be used for a project, including project within functional organization, pure project, metric, and mixed organizational structure. So selecting the appropriate project organizational form is critical to the success of the project. So a useful procedure for selecting an organizational form is identify the specific outcome desired and determine the key tasks to attain the outcome, sequence the key tasks, determine which project subsystem will be assigned which step and which subsystem must be closely cooperate, identify any firm or project characteristic, and the last one, consider all pros and cons, then make a decision. So for project organization, it's a must be perfectionism, motivation, and conflict are often the major behavioral problem facing the project manager. Sources of the project conflicts are often priorities and policy at first, scheduling and technical problems during the main phase, and schedule and personal issue near termination. So do you have any question? This is an example of project organization. Beside that, you can see in the slide the definition, life scale phase, project formation, complete sources, and the recommendation in the slide. So anyone has a question? So okay, we complete with the chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, and which is covered with the module 1. Eh? So I hope because I know that because this is a lot of the text here.